Hello, welcome Solex Nation. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have a lot we're going to talk about, but we have a few announcements that are important, especially two announcements that pertain to July.
Yes, as you know, in each quarter we have new incentives for the quarter, but there's one that's actually ending with July, and that's specifically if you enroll 6 people in the month of July with the bundle and the subscription, and that subscription successfully transacts, you can get up to $1,400 in Solex store credit. There's a lot more detail on this. We have a blog post about it. You can go get the detail there. But just want to make sure as we come down to the final days of the month that those that are pushing for that have a chance to get there. We do have a few people that have enrolled, quite a few people already, and so they're almost there.
Yeah, so we just don't want you to miss out on that amazing incentive. For more information, go to solexglobal.com and just click on the blog and information is there. Now also, if you were a part of our incentive last month where if you purchased $500 worth of product, you got 250 store credit free. If you purchased $250, you got $100 store credit. Just a reminder that those credits are going to be expiring at the end of July. So if you haven't used those yet, make sure you get that taken care of.
Yeah, just jump on the store. Yeah. You should have the email about that information. Use the credit, get it taken care of, and then obviously get some free stuff.
Yeah, that's right. All right, we had a license plate this week, and this is a Utah license plate, and it's hard to find one in Utah these days because a lot of us have them. But this
you see the number at the end of the plate.
Yeah, right? That's right. This is Milarka Mendez. And it's an AO scan plate. Very cool.
Love that.
Great job, Milarka. We will get you your Solex silver coin, and you are part of the Legacy Group.
And last week, we announced a brand new course on Solex University.
We did. This is the Inner Voice course by Denise Ackley. The whole entire course is absolutely wonderful. I can't say enough good things about it. She's very educational. She goes deep dive into inner voice. But one thing I think is very special is that she has given lots of applicable ways to use inner voice. She gives a lot of examples, and she's been using the AO scan device, the big scanner, for 10,
years
12
and
years.
Yes, a long time.
So when you're talking about someone who knows their stuff, it's Denise Ackley.
When you look at that, when you think about all those years put into it, we talk about the 10,000 hour rule of time spent to gain mastery. She definitely is there.
Yeah,
she's in that 10,000 hour mark. She's a master of inner voice among the many other scans available. You've seen her on the different phases, and so you've seen her expertise on performance there. But here, this is her own course. I think it's $100, $99.
Yeah, $99. So if you want to know more about inner voice and you want to have a deeper dive into inner voice, this is the course for you. It is now available on Solex University.
All right, and just around the corner, we have our September Day of Discovery here in Utah. Last week, we talked about a keynote speaker, a special person that is now contracted with Solex to come and share some actually very pertinent, relatable information, especially for those who work with AO scan technology. Dr. Mitchell Abrams.
Yes, I can't wait to learn from Dr. Abrams. He is a radiologist. He's a medical doctor, and he is pretty famous.
Yeah.
He started Next Gen Health. He's the founder and CEO of Next Gen Health. He's a TEDx speaker.
Yeah.
And he works a lot. He combines Eastern Western medicine.
Yeah, I love that. And that's probably one of the things that works so well with what we do here at Solex is not only in his research and effort to combine the Eastern and Western technologies to health, but he actually does some very specific work regarding frequencies in the body. Not only for the negative things that happen to the body, but even the positive things. And so we've invited him here. We are looking forward to his arrival and what he has to teach us at this coming Day of Discovery. So if you haven't made the decision yet, if you were on the fence at all,
get off the fence.
It's worth just the ticket price just to hear him and hear Dr. Abrams speak about these things that are absolutely relatable to you in your life, and especially when you think about the work in energy medicine, including frequencies. So.
Yes, you do not want to miss Day of Discovery. We keep saying it. If you're new here and you're asking what Day of Discovery is, it's September 13th and 14th. It's a live event in Provo, Utah, and we have one every September. But we are doing some things this year that we've never done before, and you don't want to miss it. Yeah. So make sure you get your tickets in your back office for Day of Discovery.
All right, I'm going to step out because you're going to bring somebody else on and talk about...
I'm going to go grab Karen, and we'll do the top enrollers in the contest.
Okay.
All right, we get to draw the contest today. We asked you last week, how have you used the inner voice to benefit your life? I'm excited to read the answers to these.
Yes, me too. Yeah. That is a fun question.
Do you want to draw first?
Okay, yes, let's do it.
All right.
This is from Salud y Variedad de Margarita 2572. I use my inner voice and the color therapy glasses almost every day, especially to drive. It is relaxing, and I love the music to sleep.
Oh, that's great. I love that. We forgot to tell you, we're going to send you the rose-colored lenses. So will you just send us your name? If we're not sure who you are, just call us or email us. Let us know who you are so we can get you the rose-colored glasses. All right, next
Perfect.
one. There's a lot. This is Lee Malden. I have really loved using Inner Voice in my devotion time with God and at bedtime. A blessing knowing my spirit, soul, and body are all coming into balance. I'm going to start using MindSync along with Inner Voice like Leslie suggested. Learned so much more from Dr. Darrell about Inner Voice. Thank you. Great weekly update. Congratulations to the top enrollees and the winners of the transducers. That was really nice. Well,
That
Lee,
was good.
you're going to
I
get
love that
the
one.
rose-colored lenses. All right, last one.
Last one. Here we go. This is from Doc Stone's Natural Medicine. It says, I love using the inner voice on my AO scan. When I listen to my balancing tones, I feel such a sense of inner peace. I find that it relaxes me and yet energizes me at the same time.
Wow, congratulations, all three of you. All right, let's talk about the top enrollers from last week. And this is July 15th through the 21st. We don't have any ties this week.
No.
We'll start with second place.
Yes, so at second place, we have At the Living Tree Inc. Congratulations.
Great job, congratulations. And in first place, to no one's surprise, we have Simmons Holistics Inc. Now, I wanna say, if my memory serves correctly, Simmons Holistics Inc. brought on 6 people last week, and then At the Living Tree brought on 4. So
That's correct.
in 1 week, that's a lot. Congratulations.
Great job.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right, let's move on to the call.
For the first time ever, we are introducing a special Day of Discovery giveaway. Purchase your Day of Discovery ticket before July 31st, and you'll automatically be entered for a chance to win $500 cash. We're selecting 3 lucky winners, and if you've already bought your ticket, you're already in the running, so no need to worry. Plus, every additional ticket purchase gives you an extra chance to win. Tickets are almost sold out, so secure yours now before they're all gone. We'll draw the winners at the event and present the prizes there. Don't miss this incredible opportunity to win cash and enjoy all the perks of Day of Discovery.
We wanted to take some time to talk to you today about some things that have been swirling around social media, reports in the news, and that is how companies that have similar business models to Solex have been changing their compensation plan and actually changing their whole business model.
Yeah, there are, and these aren't small names. You have
No.
some very big names that have decided that it's time for them to make adjustments. I think adjustments that have been needed for some time,
Yeah.
but they finally feel the pressure and they're making these permanent changes. And the collective consistency across the board is that they're doing away with downlines.
Yes. So picture being at a company for 15, 20 years and you've built a huge team and you make an enormous income from your team to be told, you know what, sorry, we're changing the business model. You don't get to get paid on those people anymore. We're taking that away from you. There are thousands, if not tens of thousands of people right now that are devastated by this.
Yeah, it's, anytime you make a change to someone's income, it is devastating, it is trying, it is testing, it is difficult. I certainly commend the difficult decision, although I can assure you that the approach in those decisions doesn't necessarily hurt the company. When they switch from a multi-level structure to an affiliate-based model, which these companies that have made these announcements have done, they are putting themselves in a safe position for the short term. If they don't address the organizational side of it, they are not in a safe position for the long term, in my opinion.
Yes. So why would a company do this?
Well, it's a good question. Why would they make these changes? And let me note that they aren't going to be the last. The announcements that we've heard so far from big companies affecting tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people, these aren't the last ones to be made. In fact, you're going to see some bigger companies even come out with these significant changes.
Yeah.
It's going to be surprising. It's going to be difficult for some people who are in those organizations to have their compensations affected. Not only that, you do see a lot of other companies trying to do a baby step approach to the changes that they need to make in their compensation plans, meaning they're doing away with bonuses, they're doing away with certain other things in order to try and have their compensation plans not run so quote unquote hot, right? Meaning they're paying out a lot, even though they work in breakage so that the company is taken care of, they are finding that the fundamental approach to how the business is being built is missing. You have a group that's been in, a group of network marketers that have been in for, some of these people have been in for decades, and they've been sitting and doing nothing for a long time. And I don't mean nothing like nothing, but they haven't grinded in their business like they used to.
Well, they came in, they were at the top of the tree. They got in first when the company was brand new. They brought a bunch of people in. They worked really hard in the beginning, and now they're kind of sitting back and enjoying the fruits of their initial labor.
Yeah, and the buildup of why this takes place is pretty simple. It is early on in network marketing. It is a wonderful, in its idealistic state, I still think it is probably the best business model out there for anyone to start their own business. But what happens over time is not only do they offer great products to the public and for their distribution force to sell and earn commissions on, but they use their compensation plan as one of those products. Now, the compensation plan should be enticing and it should be valuable to the person who is sharing those products with other new people. But when it becomes a flagship product, then it becomes a difficult thing. Then we get into the nasty side of the network marketing industry where some people become bad actors. They start doing things just to recruit and not to sell. And not to share and not to build value in what is the actual offering. So what has taken place over decades? Well, everybody wanted to have the new, better, and best compensation plan. And so they made improvements. Along the way, with those improvements that they've made, whether it was a binary or unilevel or some sort of fancy stair-step breakaway or something else, those compensation plans became more and more difficult. They became more and more challenging to the point where people really couldn't understand them. They just reached the point where, okay, I hope that as I sell something, I get paid. And that is true, but what has happened in the refinement is the effort to try and keep and retain those early people in the company who were believed to be the starters, the ones who led everything within the organization.
The perceived superstars.
Yeah, the perceived superstars, the whales, the people who were on top who made all of the money. Well, you do that over decades and you keep propping up with the people who were the starters. And over time, like you said, maybe got a little lax and weren't grinding as hard as they were in the beginning. Not that you have to always grind, but you do have to work.
Yes.
Right? That's a normal thing in business. What happened was the new people in were making peanuts.
Yes, but doing all of the work.
And they were doing all of the work.
Yes, and it's not fair.
And it's not fair.
Yeah.
In my opinion, my sincere desired opinion is that is not fair and needs to be corrected.
Well, I mean, just because you didn't get in on the opportunity at the very beginning, what if you were 12 years old when that company opened? You didn't have a chance to get in at the beginning. Does that mean when you're 22 and you want to start at that company, you no longer have a chance to make the huge money that those people at the top are making? So this was a problem that you have been looking at for years.
Oh, a long time.
You've kind of foreseen it. One of the things that with Solex that I think we're fortunate in is that Solex launched really at the end of 2020. August of 2020 is when we opened. Officially we launched in January of 2021. But times changed in 2020. People started to think differently, to act differently, especially when it came to medical decisions. People began to act differently. Also, the way we sold things and the way we purchased things changed, where influencers became a big draw, and so now it's so normal to go on Instagram and pretty much everyone you follow is selling something. They have a link to something. They're showing something in their home that they use, and here's my Amazon link. It's not weird to click on that link and go buy from that link because everyone's doing it, right?
Right,
That's
right.
an influencer. So how did we take that model and kind of, with all the information we had, how do we write our compensation plan?
That's a great question and a great analysis of what took place over recent years and how that kind of has blown out this need for these companies to make changes to affiliate only, right, structures. Well, one of the things that was important for us to build when we were creating the current compensation that we operate in was that we needed a balance, right? And there is a little bit of a mistake, maybe even an overcorrection in some of these changes that we're seeing in the marketplace where they are going affiliate only. And I'll talk about that in just a second, but we wanted to balance that equitable effort to share Solex products. And the equitable effort is I don't really care if you can bring in only one person or you can bring in 1,000 or 10,000 people. Everybody is of equal value.
Yes.
Everybody matters.
Everybody should get the same opportunity.
And everybody should get the same opportunity. So you get the same compensation when you bring one person onto the AOScan technology for that purchase as the person who brings in 10,000 people. The per person compensation is exactly the same no matter how long you've been here. You could be here on day 1, you could be here on day 10,001. It really doesn't matter. I think that that's critical because we don't want the mountain being built in such a way that the people on the top make the most money and the people actually in the middle doing a lot of work don't. Right? And it's critical that, at least for me, when I look at this, when I assess the entire industry and over these last few years and watching these changes, the thing that was important in this compensation plan was that everybody be treated equally and that the right amount of money be at the right level. And to me, that's the person who's bringing somebody in new and keeping the person that's been brought in, they should be taken care of, right? And there shouldn't be an there shouldn't be an imbalance, right? Between the person on top and the person doing that work that brought in that person.
So what we're saying is, with all of the news that you're hearing, you don't need to be worried. Solex is in a great position. Now, speaking of companies that are changing their compensation plan and changing the way they do payouts, and really, a lot of people have lost their homes. There are a lot of people right now that are out flailing around, not sure what to do next, after they've been years working on building their teams and putting their all into this business, and now essentially it's gone. Yeah,
and that's where the other side of the Solex compensation plan actually meets that need of the builder, of the person who knows and has learned how to structure an organization, to help to create duplication, to actually teach skills deep into their organization. These are the companies that have made the change to affiliate only. They have said, okay, we don't need the organization side. Now, I'll tell you that that's a danger. I'm already going to predict that that is a dangerous thing for them, and they will correct off of that because they will have to. The thing is, it's like, let me just give you a parallel. There's these giant real estate investment companies, and they invest in superstructures, right? They build high-rise buildings and apartment complexes with hundreds, if not thousands, of units in it. For these companies making this move, it is like these big real estate companies, instead of building high rises and ginormous, complexes, they're buying individual homes and doing rental lease ups on individual homes. It is virtually impossible for them to keep up with what they need to keep up with in order to take care of that many faceted interests.
So these companies that are going to affiliate only are going to have to pick the load up that leader had before of taking care of their teams, and now the company's going to have to go and do it. It's not going to happen.
What they're going to find is that it's very difficult to do that, and they do need people like you who have an interest and a relationship with the people that they brought on and that those people brought on and so forth. And in my opinion, just like we've built in a Solex compensation plan, you should benefit from everybody involved in your organization. As you go down to your deepest level and you have an interest in helping those people get better at what they do, you should share in reaping the rewards that they have success in.
That's fair.
That is totally fair. And so that's the balancing side, right? Can we take care of the person who's bringing in the new, sharing the product to a new person and keeping them here? And can we balance the other side by helping the people who organize and develop leaders and management skill and motivation within their organization, whether it's 2 levels deep or 200 levels deep. It really doesn't matter. They, again, compensated equitably.
That's exactly right. Yes. So we just wanted you to know that if you've heard any of these rumblings and worried about what was going to happen at Solex and what was going to happen with your Solex business, you are safe here.
Completely safe.
Yes, and we are very fortuitous, I think, lucky, grateful that for the insights that were apparent to us when coming up with the compensation plan.
Yeah, it is. And the thing along those lines is this is a safe place. As I describe, what is Solex's compensation plan? Is it unilevel, or is it a binary, or is it a stair-step breakaway? Is it a predictive pay that's out there? And ours is really none of those. Mm-hmm. We have an affiliate core with an organization overlay, meaning about half the compensation as you build comes from the affiliate side for new sharing with other people. And as you build a deeper organization, about half the compensation can come from there. And we see that in our current leaders. About half the compensation seems to come from their direct efforts, and the other one seems to come from their organizational efforts. That's important to us. And let me just share, I know that we only have a couple minutes left here. This was a little over a year and a half, no, almost 2 years ago now. I was at an event where it's a multidisciplined industry event where a lot of different people from the network marketing industry were gathered together, and we were just having, sharing interests and looking into each other's businesses and things like that. You just kind of do that every once in a while. And Solex was brand new, right? Solex was pretty new. Mm-hmm. We're barely like getting our foot place on the map. And they had heard of us, and so they started to ask, well, tell us about your compensation plan. And so I was talking about how we're an affiliate based with this organization overlay on it, and it really isn't anything like that's in the marketplace right now, but I think that is very forward thinking because the current gig economy is going to demand this of us.
Yeah.
And they were intrigued, and they were very complimentary, at least the different people that I talked to, and maybe it was just being nice and having niceties, it could have been. But what I warned them, and these were at some big companies, I said, listen, my opinion, and this is 26 years in this industry, just viewing and learning. My opinion is if those companies aren't making moves right now to adapt to those needs, the affiliate needs and the organization overlay, and step away from these structures that are so sunk in cement and not moving, and actually kind of detrimental to their structure. If they aren't already moving, then they're going to be in trouble.
And we're seeing it right now.
And then 2 years later, 2 years later, we're starting to see them face the music, and they're in trouble.
That's right.
You're not going to see the last of it. Like I said, you're going to see more companies make these announcements.
Big
Don't
companies.
be surprised.
Yeah.
But also let those people know, if you have friends that actually lose their downlines, Solex is a great home. Solex is a great home when it comes to that compensation. I do think that we have insight that maybe it's the frequency that we operate on. We can see around the bend a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's the home that we want to create for anybody who wants to get back to the true core nature of what direct sales is. And that is that Solex will provide a great business opportunity with competitive products, unique products in the marketplace, unparalleled products in the marketplace. And we want you to be the ones to share it. And our exchange with you is that we'll compensate. We'll compensate you directly, richly directly, and we'll compensate you for your efforts to help others learn how to do that as well. This is a safe place to be. There's going to be a lot of rocking of the boat out in the marketplace, not just now, but in years to come. And the steady, consistent effort of Solex will be here for you all the way through.
We have a huge opportunity for financial independence with Solex. Now, I'm speaking from my own experience because within the first year of doing this business, I replaced my income with my wellness business. I was doing full-time emotion code work. It was great, but I didn't have my time. I was time poor and I was on the struggle bus financially. I really wanted to get off of that, where you're just watching your accounts and hoping you can pay everything off at the end of the month, or you're trying to find that money for getting rid of that debt, but it just never seems to come. Well, I was ready for change, and I knew, I had a hunch that if this company was as good as it said, and the products were as good as they were in my personal experience, then I started thinking this could change a lot of other lives. And I got busy that first year. I was telling everybody. So I want to encourage you, if you are ready to get off of the struggle bus, I encourage you to make this not just a good business decision, not a hobby business, but a career choice. It really takes that point of clarity of like, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to give all of my energy, my time, my resources into creating a business. And that's how you can really thrive in this space. So let's look at a traditional job. Right? We've all had those. And you're exchanging your time for money. You have a boss. Often you have to go to a location. You have to commute. You don't get to stay in the comfort of your own home. You are told what to do, when to do it, and there's a lot of confines. There is, if you really don't want to think for yourself and you just want to be told what to do, then that can be a good space for some people. But if you are independent-minded, if you want more time freedom, then you have to look at other business models. And that is why I love, love, love this industry. Whether you call it network marketing or affiliate marketing, we have unlimited potential with this business model. So one of the first things that I love is time flexibility. You set your schedule, you set your days off, you set your priorities, and then you execute on those. You don't have a boss, but you do have leaders and you do have teammates to work with. So you get to learn more and more people skills as you grow. There is no inventory. You don't have to be shipping items to people. You've got a website. It's all done for you. And then you've got support and training and little videos like this every week coming out to help you grow and expand your business. And by the way, a huge thing is the low startup cost. You don't have to have tens of thousands of dollars or apply for a loan. Like if you're doing a brick and mortar business, you're going to have to put a ton of money up front, and you're hoping to break even on like year 2, 3, or 4 on that initial investment. Whereas as you know, $49 to get started with a business is, to me, as low as a startup cost gets. Another huge thing I love about this career is that I'm not creating codependence. Before, I was offering services and they could only come to me, and again, it was a time for money exchange. But I really wanted to create independence. I wanted to help people put their health back into their hands and be able to also help their family, their friends, and their clients if they wish. So every time you're helping someone get started with a subscription, whether it is the AO scan or it is supplements, then you are helping them to better their lives and expand, and then empowering them also to be a QLA. Then they can start a business as well. And this multiplies and just goes on and on. Why Solex? We are leading the way in this new industry of quantum health. Currently, within the market of health and wellness, the growth rate is 6.4%. With Solex, our growth rate is 43%. This is the right business to be in at the right time, as we are not just leaders, but we are an industry disruptor because we are bringing a whole new way of approaching health. When you make this a career decision, I want to let you know there are 2 stages of this. The first stage, you are a student. You're learning new skills. Remember when you went to high school or college, you didn't shun or condemn that student version. You were learning. You weren't angry that you're not making money yet. You were learning new skills. Well, with this business, when you really get those skills well, you know you've graduated when the money and the finances start coming in, when you're making more sales. So yes, these skills can pay you in a major way. But beyond that, these skills are life skills, no matter what career, what job, even within your family, these skills can be applied and used. So that's why understanding those fundamentals of this type of business is key, and then it's going to help you in anything else you do. One last thing I want to leave you with: take full responsibility of your business. If you're going to make this a career decision, no more excuses. Not about, oh, my upline this, oh, the person I enrolled, I thought they would do this, oh, I'm disappointed. The more you focus on disappointment, the more you're going to get it. So I encourage you to just be that assertive business owner. If you don't have someone feeding you with ideas for what to do in your business, look at what other leaders in the company are doing. Study their social media, study the main point that they say their leads are coming from, and actively process that. What is consistent that I'm watching on their socials? What is unique about that I love, that I want to keep watching or connecting to them? Process that, and then you get to develop yourself. What is it that I offer? What's unique about me? How could I show up as my authentic self, sharing all that I have?
Well, Shelby, not that we haven't been on this call enough today,
The entire
but
time.
yeah, sorry about that. It's just sometimes it's what you get, right? When we have some important messages to share. But to close out this call, it's contest time. And so what do we want you to do? We want your help. We want your help to comment on this call after the live chat. What is the one thing that you do that has the greatest impact on your business?
What's
that
that
helps you
one
succeed,
thing that helps
right?
you succeed? Because
Yeah.
you know what? We want you to tell everybody, because it could be helping somebody who feels like maybe they're lacking in a certain area and need help and aren't sure what to do. All of these messages combined can do so much to help. And what you read in these messages will help you with your business too. So comment, what is the one thing that you do that has the greatest impact on your business? And we're going to give you the business planner.
Yeah, the business planner.
And the business tracker.
Yeah, I love this. The business planner and tracker, it's a great way to track on a daily basis all the things that you do in order to succeed at this business.
That's right. And if you aren't sure what to do, the tracker, the planner is what will get you on track for that. So we'll see you all next week. Thanks for being here. Okay, we'll see you, everyone. And then I got sparkly lipstick on you.
I just restart myself over and over again.